Hello, my name is Wyatt McCabe, and I'm speaking for the affirmative, claiming that advertising is bad. First off, I would like to start off by defining the main term here, advertising. If you look up advertising, you'll find that the definition is to describe or draw attention to in a public medium in order to promote sales or attendance. Almost every company or business in the world, no matter how small or how large they are, have advertised in some form, whether it be on a large way, as in going to TV or radio broadcast, or going small and putting it in a local newspaper. But all companies broadcast their advertisements. Big name companies in America enjoy exaggerating the quality of the product so that they can really more consumers, and they exaggerate the quality, which takes away from the actual product, and people are mainly buying for the advertisement. I think it's a sad reflection on society that we're so naive to buy into products that we don't even know the real quality of. Also, such deception is what makes advertising dangerous. I'm not saying that advertisement in general is dangerous. It's the fact that whenever you start to lie to the public about your product, it goes a little too far. My intentions in this debate are to provide enough evidence to convince the audience that my claim is true. And my claim is that public mass advertising is dangerous and completely dishonest, as well as a nuisance to society. There are some companies out there who advertise products with good intentions, but then there are some products that get exaggerated on the quality because the source of the advertisement. Big name companies are typically the ones who are able to do this because they have more revenue drawing in to be able to spend the money on advertisements. The advertisements, though, that are good do not compare to the abundance of companies who will stop at nothing to convince consumers to purchase their product only due to the fact of the advertisement and what it appears to be. Such advertising can be manipulative, making a product seem to be of higher quality than it is in reality, which leads to the unhappiness of consumers in the long run. So it's better off to make an advertisement that shows the product in its actuality rather than exaggerating it, because when a consumer comes in to buy a product based on the advertisement and they're unhappy with the product, they're not going to come back. They're going to tell other people, and it's just as bad as putting out a normal advertisement. In today's society, the amount of advertisements that there are lead to many people being overwhelmed by the endless need to decide between competing demands on their attention. People have enough going on in their lives without even more to think about or worry about on their minds, because if you're driving and you see advertisements for everything you're looking for, it's just going to be a nuisance to you. You don't know what to get. Say you're shopping for someone else, you don't know what brand they like. Just instances like that are what I'm saying. And some also may claim that advertisements can simply be ignored by those who are against it, but that's just simply not true. People can't choose to ignore advertising in general because advertising pops up basically everywhere. Driving down the road, there are billboards, watching TV. You can skip the advertisements sometimes, depending on if you're watching on live TV or on your TVR. But most of the time you can't skip those. Even on Pandora, listening to music, advertisements will come up in between songs sometimes, and you just can't skip those. You have to listen to them in their entirety. So advertising in general can't be skipped. I think that there should be a way to rule out the good and bad advertisements, as make an advertising company that reviews every advertisement and make sure that it sticks up to the quality, so that consumers are not constantly being lied to and they will not have to worry about what products they're buying as much. Also, companies are doing more than just advertising a product. They even go as far as to sometimes make you feel inferior if you buy another product. Companies such as like the Old Spice advertisements, they have the very buff man with the product, and he's claiming that if you use Old Spice, you'll be like him, and if you don't, you just simply won't be as good. And that's not true, but people buy into this stuff for some reason. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense, because everyone knows that the kind of deodorant you use isn't going to somehow mask you into some kind of a strange man. But people just buy into that. Also, advertisers may claim they're intending to help society with whatever product is being promoted, but in reality, they're only trying to do whatever they can to make a profit. Advertising gives an extremely unfair advantage also to smaller businesses. Smaller businesses can oftentimes try to broadcast their product, but due to the more revenue that bigger companies are drawing in, the smaller companies have great disadvantage. Because if you see a product on TV and you see that it's out there more than a smaller product, you're going to be like, oh yeah, the bigger product must be better. so you go and buy that instead of giving the smaller company product a chance. So it's just unfair. Advertising should be able to be more balanced. In conclusion, I'd like to say that advertising is harmful and should have more restrictions placed on what can be advertised and how it's presented. Without these limitations, people will continue being manipulative and consumers will continue being lied to, and they will be unhappy in the long run. Also, products that are not even good compared to better products that have less advertising will sell greater.
And is it mandatory to buy every product you see?
No.
And then, while you have to notice the advertisements, do you actually have to pay attention to what they're saying?
I think in some instances you do. Say whenever you're driving down the side of the road, I realize that you really can't avoid seeing those, but you don't have to look at them. That's one instance when you can avoid it. And on TV, you can sometimes tune it out. But as I said on the Pandora ads, whenever you have your earphones in, most of the time you still hear those and you're going to hear what they're saying. And sometimes advertising on TV can be offensive. You see things that aren't appropriate for families, which come on family broadcasts. That's why I think that there needs to be some sort of a happy median in what's being broadcasted, and there should be limitations on what kind of ads can be on what networks. Some networks are family networks, some are adult-oriented. So the adult-oriented ads should not be on family networks, they should be on the adult-oriented channels.
And would consumers discover products without advertisements?
I think they would, because everyone has to go to the supermarket to buy the food, Walmart, Foodland, wherever you like to go, and they advertise things that are on sale, things that are new, things that may be good. They have coupons for new products and try to get you to buy them. If that's how they want to do it, then I think that's okay. I'm not saying that advertising in general should be completely exiled. It's just the fact that it should have a new take to it. They shouldn't be able to lie to consumers about the product. They shouldn't be able to exaggerate the truth. They should be able to tell you, like, hey, here's our product and this is what you're going to get out of it.
And are people truly harmed when they see an advertisement?
They're not harmed physically, no, but some advertisements can go as far as to put other people down or certain groups of people, orientations. Political ads put people down. They basically say there's a Democratic ad, and it's like, if you're not Democratic, you're not good. If you don't vote for this person, you're not good. And it can just be offensive and harmful to them emotionally, but not physically. I just think that if you're putting people down in your advertisement, that's not the way to go.
Hello, my name is Charlie Neufeld, and I will be arguing for the negative side, harmful advertising. Now, in America, advertising has grown across all mediums as a good way of business. Online alone is believed to be worth $24 billion, and a bigger time for advertising in general, the Super Bowl charges $4 million for 30 seconds, or over $133,000 per second. So, in the modern world, advertisements are not harmful despite their mass production, but just a good way of producing business. While small businesses particularly need advertisements to present their products to the public. Ads give small businesses a chance to compete against big businesses. Without them, big business would be the only business, because that's the only thing the consumers know. Where you know what the big businesses are in the name brands, but you have to discover the small businesses. Also, ads allow the competition of products. Ads present the arguments for a product. For instance, they show when product can improve over time. For instance, if a car has better gas mileage, or a computer has faster processing, or there are more vitamins in this food and it's healthier than another food, or if there's just a better value or less expensive product. Additionally, these advertisements can promote healthy products and lifestyles. For instance, it's often used as celebrity appearance to promote a healthier lifestyle, as in the Got Milk ads or the NFL Play 60 ads, which promotes drinking milk to getting calcium in the morning throughout your day, and playing for at least 60 minutes to get kids their activity they need so they can stay healthy. Additionally, the public opinion can change unhealthy ads, and they have diminished over time. For instance, cigarette ads are no longer on TV and are rarely seen elsewhere. Additionally, fast foods are becoming healthier because the public opinion has swayed them to change into this healthier lifestyle. Additionally, advertisements are only as annoying as they are made to be by the consumer. While you may have to notice them, you don't necessarily have to pay attention to the majority of the ads, as my debater mentioned. And additionally, advertisements can allow corporations or sports teams, which are just another product for the public, to improve. For instance, a sports team that could use advertisements could be sponsored by Pepsi, for instance. They could allow them to buy new players and win more games and build better stadiums to create a better environment for the public and the consumer who's going to buy this product of the sports team and their tickets. Additionally, advertisements allow political candidates to inform on their platform on a wider basis. In this way, political candidates can present information on a national level rather than having to go around and give speeches in just the large cities, which would be very ineffective because there would be a smaller audience. For advertisements allow them to promote what they believe to the whole nation. Additionally, public service announcements inform the public on harmful activities through these advertisements. They can show bad activities that could occur from doing something, and they also can reach the public in ways that other mediums could not, such as, just if the president gave a speech about it, everyone might not watch it. They might watch shows on different channels, but if there's advertisements on the shows when things are watching, then they'll be seen and known. I now stand for questioning.
You brought up the concept of money in your argument and the amount of revenue that it brings in for advertising. So would you say that just because it brings in money it's good, or where were you going with that?
I'm just saying that advertisements are a business, and they're a necessary business, and they're not bad.
What makes these businesses quote unquote necessary?
Because they allow for the promotion of products, and they allow for the betterment of products through advertisements such as sponsorship.
Do you agree with the fact that many big name businesses and their advertisements exaggerate the quality of their products and deceive consumers into buying, and then they're disappointed whenever they actually get the product?
Well, consumers understand how advertisement works. They have seen all of the advertisements by every corporation, and they understand that it's comedic to try and just get you to pay attention to the product. The advertisements don't necessarily promote how the product actually is, but they just promote the ideas that the product wants you to believe.
Would you support the idea of creating a sort of advertising filtering type agency, as in they review the advertisements, and if they put any false information in there, it cannot be presented and it's 100% honest? They can still make it funny, they can do whatever they want, but it just has to be 100% true to the product.
Filtering advertisements wouldn't be bad, but it wouldn't really change too much because the majority of advertisements are not bad. It would just affect a small minority of advertisements.
You brought up the fact that not all advertisements, well, only a small portion of them may be bad or deceiving, but most of them in general are deceiving, because I can't remember the last time I've seen an actual advertisement that was true to whatever the advertisement was saying. You go and say, like on the pizza commercials, it's proven that whenever they lift the pizza up and the cheese is coming off, they put the camera in slow motion just to show the cheese that way, and they use computers to enhance the quality of it. They're lying about the quality of the food. They're not actually showing you what it is. So whenever you go and get the food or the pizza or whatever it is, you're completely deceived. I think this is the type of thing that needs to be filtered. Just a common advertisement about a healthcare product or something like that, you can't really exaggerate much on that, and I think that's a good thing. Those kind of products are the most trusted, like baby products and other medicine products for the most part. And that's what I'm getting at with the filtering. But I don't agree with the fact that only a small portion of them are bad. Also, the amount of revenue that they bring in can be a good thing and a bad thing. Because whenever you're getting money in from being a good upstanding citizen and honest, I mean, it's a good thing, but it's still good to get money in general, but whenever you're lying and getting your money from just complete deception, I think that's wrong. And that's why we need to have a filtering type thing. Also, the amount of advertisements that are aired and that people can't avoid, like, as I said, on the Pandora application and things like that, people just simply cannot skip. I think there needs to be an option where they can turn them off. I know they make you pay for, like, Pandora, you have to pay $4 a month to just not have advertisements. See, and that's an advertisement in itself. They're just trying to draw in more revenue for themselves based on advertisements. It's just, I believe it's wrong. And also, as I said, some advertisements can be offensive to people. They point out a certain group of people, make fun of them, or make them look inferior if they use their product. So I just think that the world of advertising needs to take a complete turnaround.
You were mentioning that ads are bad because they're giving away false information, but for that particular argument in trying to say pizza, you don't really know which pizza is the best. They're all going to be good pizza. Everyone will have their own opinion about which they like, so you have to try them out anyway. The commercials can't tell you which one you like the best. And additionally, people need these advertisements just to make this decision where they might enjoy something. And while you were making the argument that Pandora and their ads are bad, but Pandora doesn't cost anything to the listener unless you buy to have it without ads. Pandora needs the ads to profit and make money so that way they're not losing money because they have to pay for the music that they play. Additionally, so to recap, small businesses need these ads to present their products. They allow competition of products, and they promote healthy products and lifestyles. The advertisements are not annoying because if you just decide as the consumer that they're bad, then the advertisements can go away if you don't support the product because the companies aren't trying to lose money. So they will not just waste money on advertisements that are unsuccessful. Advertisements allow political candidates to inform on their platform on a much wider basis. They allow country-wide statements. Additionally, they allow public service announcements to inform the harmful activities to the public. Thank you for your time.
Again, you brought up the thing with advertisements promote good and healthy lifestyles. That's true for the most part, but then there are commercials such as, I know tobacco products are not allowed to be televised any longer, but things like alcohol and items like that, they always show people, and younger people, typically having fun in a bar with all their alcohol. Although they cannot show the consumption of the alcohol in the commercials, they still show the fun that having alcohol brings. And when younger people see this, they're drawn to that. And I think that that's drawing younger people into alcohol at a younger age, and I think that is completely wrong. And just to recap my argument, I think that advertising in general is, for the most part, bad. It has its perks for good quality commercials that tell the truth. I completely support those. They need to get out there and show what they have to offer. But companies which deceive the individual and all the consumers with their product, I don't agree with that because people are not going to be happy with what they buy whenever they get the product that's completely off the wall from what they saw to begin with on TV or on the radio or wherever. See, I think we should create some sort of advertising business that would draw in revenue and create more jobs for America. We would have more jobs because of this. They would review the advertisements and filter out what's good and what's bad. And if the advertisement's bad, it's not that that company wouldn't be able to air an advertisement. They just send it back to them and say, hey, fix this. This is what's wrong with it. And they can fix it and they can go from there. And as I said again, advertising by itself is not bad. It's just the deception behind it that leads for it to be bad. Thank you for your time, Charlie, and I appreciate your comment with me.